Happy Book Talk Tuesday. I took a few weeks off. I took the winter break off from Book Talk Tuesdays, and we are back in school, so I'm back online doing our Book Talk Tuesdays. I hope everybody had a nice winter break. I know I did. It's always nice to just have some time to sleep in and read some extra books and spend time with your family. So I wanted to share with you my Goodreads year in books in 2020. I talked about this a little bit last year with students, but if you are not familiar with Goodreads, I love it. I love it. I have the app. I use it online. It's a great way to keep track of what you have read all year long. And I didn't realize they did this until I guess the end of last year. I realized that they did, a whole year in books and showed you everything that you've read for the entire year, which was pretty cool. And then you can set your own reading challenges. Like this year, I'm going to read 12 books, one book a month. Or this year, I'm going to read 127 books, whatever you want to read for the year. So I usually I read maybe a little less than 50 books a year. I'm reading chapter books, and I'm not a super fast reader, but I do need to start reading more graphic novels and picture books. So this year I decided I was going to read 50 books because one of the teachers here said she was planning on reading 50 books. And I thought, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. Well, you guys, I ended up, look right here, I ended up reading 130 books this year. That is unheard of. I have never in my life done anything like this. Like it takes me like 3 years to read 130 books. But we had COVID. I was home and I read a lot. I read picture books, I read graphic novels, I read adult books, and I read middle grade books. I mostly read middle grade books. That's mostly what I read because they're just really, really good. So it tells me, look, I read 36,770 pages. That's a lot of pages. Okay, and then it shows me, as you scroll down, it'll show me the shortest book I read and the longest book I read. My average book, look at that, 282 pages. This was the most popular book on Goodreads. This one was the least popular. I will say that it hasn't been out very long. I don't know that it was out very long in 2020, so that's probably why. It's really good. So I just wanted to go through and show you and just kind of talk to you about some of my favorites for the year, some of my favorites, just by going back and looking. And I love going back because it reminds me of these books that I'm like, oh gosh, I forgot about that. That's so good. This one, The Incredibly Dead Pets of Rex Dexter, y'all. This is on the Bluebonnet list for this coming school year. And that's the only reason I read it. Plus, Aaron Reynolds is really funny. He's a funny author. I listened to this book, and the person who they selected to be the narrator is absolutely perfect. This guy he is the voice of Rex Dexter, and he is perfect. And he makes this book so much funnier than it even would be if I would have read it myself. It's hilarious. So Rex starts seeing dead pets, like dead animals that have died. They are coming and their spirits are visiting him because they feel like he can help them. He has no desire to help them. He does not want to see dead pets. He feels like he's going crazy. It's making him like lose his mind. It's great, but he's stuck. They're not going to go away until he helps them. So I loved it. And I feel like I saw that there's another one coming up, a follow-up to this one. Maybe it's going to be a series, but I'm going to have to read all of them. And it was short, not a long book at all. Coyote Sunrise, The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise was probably one of my favorites. This is by Dan Gemeinhart, and he is just an amazing author. If you ever have read anything by him, Courage, oh my gosh, Some Kind of Courage, Scar Island, I'm The Honest Truth. He just writes really great books. But in Coyote Sunrise, her mom and sisters were killed in a car accident. And after that, her dad bought a school bus, and they have just been like cruising all over the United States, like in a hurry to get nowhere, really. Coyote wants to settle. She wants to settle. She's tired of just always being on the road and not having a shower or a bathroom or a proper kitchen or bedroom. She wants to have pets. But dad doesn't want to face what has happened in the past and can't really get over it. And Coyote needs closure. So Coyote needs to have some important conversations with her dad. But in the midst of it, they come across some very interesting people and have some very interesting adventures. I loved every single bit of it. It was such a good book. Okay. Another one that I loved was Amal Unbound. This is another one. I'm not sure. Maybe it took place in Pakistan. I can't remember where it takes place. But Amal is disrespectful to a man who is like, he really owns the town. And she's rude to him. He almost hits her with a car, which is, not nice. So she was kind of rude. And you're just not rude to him. You're just not. So he takes her and makes her work for his family and tells her family, you're not getting her back till all your debt is paid off. Well, that'll be never. That'd be never. So she's now like in slavery pretty much. But the lady, his mom, the man who took her, his mom or wife, really kind of takes Amal under her wing, and she's her like personal assistant, and she's kind of trusting her with a lot of things, and Amal is taking advantage of everything she can. Such a good book about things that really happen in today's world. Stella by Starlight is another historical fiction that I absolutely loved. Front Desk, one of my favorites, y'all. There were a lot that I really loved this year. Front Desk is about a girl whose family they're immigrants from China, I believe, and they moved to America for the American dream, and they're gonna, be, rich and have amazing lives. And what happens is they're working in this really cheap motel, getting treated like dirt, like getting paid hardly anything, just taken advantage of at every single turn. And they do nothing but good. They just do nothing but good for people. And they are treated very, very poorly. So I loved the main character. I loved how she was resilient and she figured things out, and she was going to do her best to help her family and to make things right, because things should be right. Okay. The other one is, hold on. Oh, The Night Diary was another one that I just absolutely loved, about a girl. They were refugees from their house, and she started writing at night in a diary about things that were happening. Okay, let's see. Other ones that I loved this year. See, look at all these. Gosh, y'all, there's so many good ones. I go back and I'm like, wow, I forgot about that. Stargazing is a graphic novel. I absolutely loved Stargazing. It's about these two girls who become friends, and they're not really people that would normally be friends with each other. This one right here, she would be friends with anybody. She's super friendly. But this girl right here, she's pretty shy, and she's not sure about opening up to new people and doing different things. Y'all, I highly encourage you to get on Goodreads and start keeping track of your books. You have to create a free account. But what happens is, like, once you read a book, this is another good one. I love Sharon Draper. Oop. Well, it's not letting me. So, there we go. So once you have this book blended and you've read it, it gives you over here on the right other books that you might enjoy. So you can kind of go through there and see what other books there are that you might enjoy. So I love that. If you need recommendations and you're at home and you don't have a personal librarian sitting there at your house, this is a great way to get information and to get some good books. So go to Goodreads, set up an account, make your goals. You don't have to read 130. You can. I hope that you will enjoy this. And I want to know if you set goals, and I want to know how close you get to them. Or if you don't, it's okay. You guys have a great day and go read some books.